Hey, it's Craig here, and welcome back to Vinyl TV. I'm trying to get as many videos out as I can, but sometimes they get spaced apart a little bit, and I do apologize for that. So I have a lot of great topics in the working for this channel, vinyl and audio related, so it's going to be really cool. But while I storyboard those things and get them sorted so I can make great videos for you guys, I thought I'd chime in with a more lighthearted video for you. And I did this about 4 years ago, I think. So basically what it is if I had to move to a deserted island, you know what's coming. If I had to move to a deserted island, what records would I bring? And so I have about 200 records in my collection. It's not a lot, but it's all I need. And I had to pick 15. I tried to do 10. Couldn't do it. I don't think I'd survive on 10. So 15. So I'd have my turntable, my solar panels, a life supply of cartridges, record brush, stylus cleaner, and here's what I chose. And these are not in any particular order. Okay? And believe me, I left some out. I stopped at 15. So we'll start. These are not in any order. Gotta have me some Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. Everybody knows secret to surviving. Yeah, gotta have it. Okay. Love him. And look at his hair. Perfect hair on the guy. Probably still has perfect hair, even though he's like 80 or something like that. So Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, and even if it was only for that one song, have to have that one. There you have that. Next, what do we got next? Oh, a childhood crush on Helen Reddy. This is her greatest hits. Now, I know that some people don't like to include greatest hits in these kinds of lists, but I have this, and this is one I would bring with me. It's got like Ruby Red Dress and, Delta Dawn and all those great songs on it. And she's just a great lady. So I have to have this one. A childhood favorite of mine. So gotta have me some Helen. Number 3. I'll probably lose count at some point. A fairly unheard of record. Group's name is FM. They're from Toronto, Ontario. And this is a progressive or a prog rock record, which, is that the wrong side? I don't know. That's what it looks like on the back anyways. Probably getting some reflections here. But really nice prog rock record. Great synthesizers, electronic violin, awesome drums. I'm actually not sure if it's rock more than synth music. But just a great album. If you haven't heard this, look it up on Spotify or something, or wherever you get your music from, and take a listen to it. It's just awesome. I love that one. That's a favorite from back when I was a teenager as well. What do we have here? Need I explain why I would bring this one with me? Need I explain? Fleetwood Mac Rumors? Of course. If there was only one record, I don't know. This would be in the top, near the top anyway. Awesome album, totally written about, the 5 of them, and 4 of them were married to each other and whatnot, and they started breaking up. And this is when this album was written. And all the songs on this album are about their relationships at the time as they were going through them. And so it's a very interesting and amazing, musically and lyrically. If you don't have it, or if you've never heard of this, get out from under that rock. Take a listen to that one. It's awesome. And that's a repress, and it sounds really nice. It sounds great. Let's see. Again, why is that on wrong? That's on wrong. That is on wrong. What's going on there? It's a greatest hits, of course, but it's Elton John. And yes, I would have to have this. It's got Yellow Brick Road, Daniel, Benny and the Jets, Rocket Man. Come on. I mean, if you gotta have the Elton guy around if you're going to be alone on a desert island for the rest of your life. So that's why I chose that one. Alrighty. Just don't want those to get damaged over there. Okay. Next. What's next here? Yes, the Doobie Brothers. Yeah. Awesome album. Michael McDonald. It's a greatest hits. I'm trying to get the best bang for my buck here, all the best songs I can all in one package here. And great singers, great songs, and just a great album. And this one is in such good condition. I love listening to it. Sounds so great. Awesome stuff. There's the back. Okay. I know this is just a boring thing that some of us do. The best of bread. I just realized that I have chosen a lot of collection albums, like greatest hits albums. Yes, I did. Without even knowing it, I did. Really? If you're going to be on a desert island or a deserted island for the rest of your life, you want all the best songs, right? So there's Bread. This is a great album, and it plays wonderfully. It's a great shape. Very lucky to get my hands on some of these records. This one I showed you a while ago. It weighs about 5 pounds. This is Paul McCartney, Tug of War, and I love this album. And you get a little bit of Stevie Wonder in there too, a little bit of bonus there, with the song called "What's That You're Doing" on here, and it's just a wonderful album. And this is a re-release which I purchased recently, and it sounds absolutely incredible on my Fluence turntables back here. So yeah, definitely Tug of War, got to have that one for sure. Now, this is a wild card, because when I went through my Led Zeppelin albums, I didn't really know which one I wanted to bring with me, because I forget what songs are on which one. I know this one's got Stairway to Heaven on it, so I sort of chose it. But if I had, when I leave to go to this deserted island, I would probably play all of these, each one of them, and make another decision as to which one I would bring with me. Okay, but I just chose this as a wild card, saying, yes, there will be a classic Led Zeppelin album coming with me to the island. I hope the island has a hatch with a turntable downstairs, in case you haven't seen the series Lost. I recently purchased this from Amazon, and I love this record. This is Dire Straits' Love Over Gold. It's such a great album. I love the chords they use. I love the chords and the chord extensions, lots of ninths and sevenths and suspended chords, and lots of great stuff on this one. And of course, the signature song, of course, Telegraph Road, which is like a 15-minute song or something like that. Just amazing. It takes you through a whole journey. And this is a great pressing. Plays like, I've listened to it like, I don't know, 2-3 times already. And it's wonderful. If you haven't got this one, Amazon, okay? And it's a little expensive, but got to have it. Get it. These record companies owe me money for all this, For those of you who know me, Craig's, where's the Rush, Craig? Where's the Rush? Of course, I got to bring moving pictures with me. Tom Sawyer, come on. Of course. I love Rush. They're one of my favorite bands. And this is an awesome record. And this is a repress. What's it called? Direct Metal Mastered. Sounds awesome. Rush. Moving Pictures. Spotify that one if you don't have it. Get it on vinyl. And sorry, but had to bring 2 Rush albums. Hemispheres. I can't do without La Villa Strangiato. Just can't. So yes, two Rush albums. And this is an awesome album. So clean. I love the guitar sound on this one. Alex Lifeson is one of the most underrated guitar players in the world. He is amazing. His guitar solos and his chords, just like he does it like he's just, yeah. It's awesome. So, Rush Hemispheres. Great album. That's another remastered one too, a reissued one. Let's see, we're down to the last 3, and it looks like, okay. I love Supertramp. I always did. My sister introduced me to Supertramp when I was like 12, and she brought home Even in the Quietest Moments. and I fell in love with this record. I taped it onto a cassette, and I really did fall in love with it. This actually is an original pressing, and there's an issue with the mastering of this album, and probably not a lot of people know about it, but I noticed it. And it's got this weird kind of gated sound to it, like as though they used the wrong like Dolby or something was, weird about, the way the quiet sounds are really, really quiet and loud sounds are really, really loud. It's like it was sort of put through some sort of a noise gate or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I noticed it, and it's definitely on this copy. I have other copies of this record that don't have that artifact, and they have different serial numbers as well. So they obviously remastered it at some point to correct the problem. But I like the copy that has that on it because that's the one I grew up with, and I first heard it that way. So, and the CD, of course, doesn't have that issue as well. But I like this copy because it just has that sound, that original. Sounds like you're listening to music while you've got the flu. It's really strange. So that's a great album, Supertramp. And also, she introduced me to Crime of the Century. This is a recent purchase, a brand new pressing. I think they did a little bit of foolery with this one as far as the mastering goes. Some of it sounds a little bit distorted in places versus the CD. The CD sounds really clean, but this particular copy of the vinyl sounds in some places like they kind of brick-walled it a little bit. I don't mind it, and I love listening to it off of vinyl. The original pressing I have is not in good shape, and it doesn't have that problem. So the remaster of this is, I don't know what they were doing. But it still sounds really nice, and it's clean as a whistle. But I certainly wouldn't object to listening to the CD copy that I have of this instead of this occasionally, okay? Because it sounds a little bit cleaner. And finally, I think this is number 15. I hope I got 15 in here, not 14 or 16. Another Supertramp. And if you can't guess what this is, just before I hold it up, then I don't know. Of course, it's Breakfast in America. Of course, this is ear candy. This is crystal, ice and snow and crystal and melodies and beautiful pianos and awesome Fender Rhodes keyboards and Wurlitzer keyboards and everything like that, and strings and those ARP string machines they use and everything like that. Just amazing album. This really is. That's it. Those are my 15 choices. I left out things like Heart. I have a Heart album, Greatest Hits. There's another Paul McCartney. There's some Eagles I left out. Couldn't get it all in. They wouldn't let me fit it in the suitcase. So I had to pick those 15. And the other ones I'm just going to have to try and sing in my head. So anyway, those are those. And thank you very much for being here. I have lots of awesome topics coming up. Stylus shapes, jukeboxes, intergroove distortion, recording vinyl onto a CD. Lots of great stuff to share with you guys and talk to you about, and more topics. And by the way, if you have any questions for me regarding vinyl, hit me up in the comments section down below. I'll be reading those comments. And who knows, you might actually spawn a topic for another video if you ask me something that I think is worth covering. So, all right, keep spinning those records, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching. Vinyl is final. Cheers.